Hi guys, welcome back to Glittery Crystals. Look at this beauty that we will be creating today. I have been wanting to do a plaid tumbler for the longest, and today that dream will come true. I'm in love with this cup. I love it. I love all my cups. And I just love cheetah print. I love the color red and I love the plaid. So what other way than to create this combination? I know you've seen probably this design, somewhere else, but I really love the way that these colors mixed and stand out. I hope you love it, and please subscribe. Before you even watch the video, please subscribe. Show me that love. If you have subscribed already, thank you so very much. I appreciate every single one of you. And I am actually starting to recognize a few of you that comment. So I see the picture and I'm starting to recognize I was going to say some faces, but no, I started to recognize, well, yes, technically with the picture, faces. All right, guys, let's get started. So as you can see here, I have my cup already spray painted. I stopped prepping my cups a while back. And what I do is I grab the cup, take it out of the box, put it on my cup turner attachment, and just spray paint it. I do not sand it anymore. I do not wash it. I do not remove the fingerprints with the alcohol. I just grab the spray paint and spray it. I do a few coats depending the color. This red is very forgiving. But yes, with one good coat of spray paint, it would be good enough. Just make sure that your paint does not create a lot of drips. So as you can see here, this is the painter's tape that I will be using. I have cut a piece of the tape to guide me and let me know where I need to place my next stripe. So as you can see here, I add a piece of that painter's tape on one side and a second piece after that first one. I do this so I can make sure that my lines are as straight as possible. I will be leaving down below the exact painter's tape that I used. I believe it's a 1 inch, and that size was perfect for the tumbler that I used. So as you can see here, I actually started applying the stripes horizontally from the cup, and now I am applying my next layers of tape vertically. So we are creating like a tic-tac grid. I like this tape because it did not remove any of my spray paint when I was peeling it off. So that's the reason why I will let you know which tape I used. I have created a red plaid bundle glitter kit that you can purchase from our website, glitterycrystals.com. I will leave the link down below. And this way you have the 4 glitters with you, and that is the only glitters that you will be using for this tumbler. I have also created a coupon code for you to use and save some change on the glitter. I will leave the coupon code down below or here on the screen. So we will start by using our Mod Podge. Mod Podge is going to be your best friend with this. You can use spray adhesive, but with spray adhesive, you have to be fairly quick about it. So we will basically remove the first stripe of tape and then leave the second one and remove basically every odd stripe of tape. So the first, third, fifth, seventh, how many layers of tape you have. You will apply that Mod Podge and then you will go back and glitter each of those squares. After you have glittered your cup, you will shake off the excess and you will remove whatever vertical lines of tape you have left. So basically the odd numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. Do not be afraid that you will mess up the glitter. As long as you apply the thin layer of Mod Podge and your glitter, you will be fine. You will not ruin the squares that you have. Just make sure you do not touch them or you don't touch it at all. So I decided to glitter the bottom of my cup. This was not the best option right now because now I'm going to be struggling by removing the excess of the glitter of the other squares. So now I need to tap on whatever square that does not have glitter. So for this section of the tumbler, I will be mixing Scarlet and Darkest Night. It depends how light or how dark you want this red to be. I actually mixed a lot of it, and I mixed it because I want to do a few more tumblers, a few more red and black plaid tumblers. But it's up to you. You really do not need this much glitter mixed. And as you will see here in a moment, I'm going back and forth with the glitters, but it looks like my glitter was not dark enough. So I added this first layer of the mixture of Scarlet and Darkest Night, and I noticed that my colors were a very similar shade of red as Scarlet. Now I will go back and add more of that Darkest Night glitter, but I should have added way more of that dark or less of the red, because it's very hard for you to notice the different shade of red. It's very, very similar. So as you can see here, I did go back with Darkest Night, but even right now, the shade that I created was not dark enough for my liking, but I decided to go for it and keep using it. So we will repeat these steps: Mod Podge and glitter. This design is very basic, but it is very time consuming. I was on it day and night, and I did finish it in 2 days, but it is very time consuming. After you have Mod Podged that second glitter, you will remove the rest of your tapes. So right here, between the mixture of Darkest Night and Scarlet, I will be applying my Mod Podge. Make sure that you do not go overboard. You do not have that tape that is guiding you. So just you can tell where the line starts from each square. And this is where we will be applying our Darkest Night glitter, our black glitter. And you will repeat these steps over and over again. Once you are done with the black glitter, you will go back to the remainder of the squares that are empty, and you will fill them in with Mod Podge and use the mixture of glitter that you created. And this is how it's looking. Now, right after my last glitter, I will go back and carefully see the places that I need to touch up. As you can see, there are spots that are missing glitter, and I will go back with a very thin layer of Mod Podge and just add that Mod Podge to just the section that needs that touch up. And I will use the corresponding glitter color of that square. Do not be afraid that if you just finished, let's say you finished applying your darkest night and you're going back and you are applying that second coat of red, do not be afraid that you will contaminate and mix the black with the red. If you applied the glitter, chances are that the glitter has already absorbed, or the Mod Podge has already absorbed all of that glitter, and even if you dump any of the red into the black, you will not stain the black at all. So what you just saw is me applying a good coat of crystal clear enamel. By me doing this and sealing my glitters, I am making sure that none of the glitters are being contaminated and moved around. This makes sure that whenever I'm applying my epoxy, the red flakes do not go with the black, and the black do not go with the red. So wherever my glitter is, that's where it's going to stay. Before you apply the seal, the crystal clear enamel, you need to make sure that you remove any of that extra glitter by just giving it a good swipe with a dry brush. And for all of you that have seen my previous videos, you will notice that there is always something to learn from my mistakes. So this cup ended falling off from the turner. I was lucky enough, like my previous videos, that it fell and I was able to catch it on time. It has only been an hour. It obviously started curing, but the bottom portion, or the bottom rim, that's the part that got damaged, as you can see here in the video. So I will show you how to fix it. I am very upset. Do not get me wrong. I'm very upset that this happened, but it's been mostly because of me. I have not glued on my cup attachment to the PVC pipe, and obviously with the motion, it just slides right off the PVC pipe. But I have fixed that problem now that I'm recording this video. Yes, so let's grab our heat gun. Let's heat up that epoxy. You can do this step only if it's only been 1 to 2 hours. If your cup has fully cured, there is no going back. So as you can see, I did succeed, and I heated up that epoxy. It started melting again, and I just grabbed a popsicle stick and I was making sure that the bottom was covered with the epoxy. So now I have let it fully cure. I sanded it. I give it a very, very light sand so my vinyl could adhere very well to the cup. And I use some black holographic, and I cut it up in very, very, very thin slices. I will leave on the screen the size of each strip. If you also have nail tape, you can use that as well. Do not forget to cut each slice on the rim. I also just use my X-Acto knife and clean up that rim just a little bit, not too much. I really loved this black holographic, very thin stripes. You were not able to notice where my vinyl started and where it ended. Usually when you apply your holographic vinyl, you are able to see any bubbles. You are able to notice where you actually cut with your X-Acto knife. But regarding the size of this vinyl, it was not noticeable. So once I was satisfied, I just clipped and trimmed that holographic vinyl with my X-Acto knife. After it has been fully covered, I actually sealed my vinyl. The reason that I sealed my vinyl was to prevent it from lifting. And if you don't seal your vinyl, high chances are that some of that epoxy might get underneath the vinyl and it will start lifting. So here goes round number 2 of the accidents that happen in any tumbler house or tumbler world. There is this saying in Spanish that says, "Tú tranquilo, yo nervioso." It translates to, "You just stay calm and I will figure it out." I am basically making these mistakes for you to learn from. So again, since my attachment was not glued onto the PVC pipe, as the cup started rotating, it just slided off from the PVC. So please, please, please glue your attachments with your PVC pipe using your husband's PVC glue. All right, you can find it at any hardware store. All right, let's keep going with the video. This accident did not affect any of my initial design. I had already decided that I was going to apply this diagonal glitter mix. So the way that my cup fell had nothing to do with the way it was going to come out. So do not worry, all right? Unless your cup gets glued on and cured with your rug, then you should start worrying about it. We will be using our gold nugget glitter mix for this portion of the cup. And I actually took advantage of that accident, that side of this cup, and applied my glitter on top of it. So we are basically erasing what happened. So if hopefully everything goes well with your cup and you do not have this type of accident, once you have epoxied your cup, let it cure to the point where it's still tacky. And if you touch it, it's like all these strings of epoxy are pulling apart. So with the epoxy that I'm using, it actually cures to the touch in 4 hours. So what I had initially thought it was that after an hour and a half, I was gonna go back and glitter the cup so that epoxy can adhere and hold on to the dear life of this glitter. And that way I am just saving up on another layer of epoxy or another layer of Mod Podge. If you have regular epoxy that cures in 6 to 8 hours, then I will wait about 4 hours or 3 to 4 hours before doing this step. So you want your epoxy to be very tacky, but to the point where your epoxy, if you let it, if you're holding it and it's not spinning, it is not running. The epoxy is not running. It's just staying where it's at, but it's still very tacky. I hope I made sense. So right here, I am just deciding how thick I want this gold glitter mix. I'm filling in the areas that need a little bit more of that glitter. After you're satisfied, you will use your gloved hand and just press and pat the glitter down. Make sure none of that glitter is sticking up because it will be harder for you to cover that part of glitter with epoxy. So just pat it down. Do not touch the rest of the epoxy because you will start damaging that side. So just press where the glitter is. Do not touch the rest of the cup. After we have very well patted the cup, we will go back with our glitter and we will sprinkle a few flakes of the glitter. We want that transition between the thick layer of glitter into the rest of the plaid. So I'm doing an ombre effect, if I may. Just sprinkle some of that glitter and yes, let loose. Love the process. And let's continue with the day. After I was done, I put my cup back to my cup turner and I grabbed that extra glitter that's on my parchment paper and I just started flaking it where I noticed that I needed more of that glitter. You can notice that some of that glitter is bouncing from the cup and it's because the epoxy is half cured and half tacky. All right, now that our cup has fully cured, I gave it a very thin sanding and I am applying my Mod Podge in thin layers. Make sure that your Mod Podge is in thin layers and you do not overpowder the cup with Mod Podge. So wherever I'm placing my Mod Podge right now is where I'm going to put my spots, my cheetah spots. I am covering those spots with burnt toast and knocking off some of that extra glitter. And as you can see, I actually pressed down the glitter with the Mod Podge and some of that Mod Podge was peeking through, so I went back and glittered the spots. After that, I am using my brush to remove that glitter because some of it is just sticking to the cup. So we do not want the glitter sticking to it, just the spots. And this is the part where I mentioned that part of that Mod Podge was peeking through, so I just added another coat of the glitter. Once you are satisfied with the spots, we are going to grab more of that Mod Podge, but once the glitter has fully dried, we will grab more of that Mod Podge and create a backward C on each of the spots. This is where we will apply our darkest night, our black glitter. And I am also adding some random dots throughout the design. And then we will apply our darkest night glitter. Once this one has covered your entire design, make sure that you do not need more of that Mod Podge. If you do need more of that glitter, just go back with your brush, add more Mod Podge, and add more glitter. Once this step has finally dried and none of that glitter is in places you do not need it, seal this design one more time. Please make sure that you seal it so none of it gets erased when epoxying. I wanted to just have this design on the cup. I did not want any vinyl, anything else to stand out. I just wanted this cup to look the way it did. If you want to add a name or a phrase with vinyl, you can do it right before your epoxy. So after you have sealed your cheetah print, you can go ahead and apply your vinyl. Make sure you seal your vinyl as well, and then apply this good layer of epoxy. And guys, this is the end result. I'm in love with it. I love, love, love this cup. It shouts Christmas for me. Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love Christmas. It makes me tear up every time Christmas is coming. My husband knows that once Halloween has passed, Christmas movies is the only thing I will watch. I have watched all the Christmas movies on Netflix. I need new ones. I need actresses to create more movies because I watched them all. So I'm going to start rewatching the movies again. Well, guys, I hope you loved this tumbler. I hope you recreated. If you do, please tag me on your post on Instagram. I am more active on Instagram, but I'm going to try to be active as well on Facebook. All right, guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I enjoy reading all your comments. Thank you all so much for your love and support. And we will see you on our next video. Bye, guys.